Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a long time since I made a video. I am finally done with graduate school and I'm looking forward to getting back to making videos. In this video, I'm doing a collaboration blog hop with Gina K and Inkon3. Sit back and relax while I use the latest stencil from Gina K and the Bad and Bougie stamp set from Inkon3. I hope you enjoy. And the first thing we're going to do is actually do some stenciling with some glitter paste. I'm going to do this on some dark cardstock. I think this is for Michaels. It's their 100-pound cardstock maybe. I'm really not for sure. Sometimes I don't label everything, so I can't really say exactly what it is, but I'm pretty sure this is Michaels. And basically what I'm doing is putting a piece of tape on the back of this piece of paper so that it doesn't move when the stencil is on top of it. And now what we're going to do is put the stencil on top of the paper, and I'm just going to use some micropore tape to do this. It's not very sticky and it keeps it in place, so it's fine. After we get that down onto the board, we are going to start applying some glitter paste, and I have some Bow Bunny Silver that I'm going to apply first. And basically you just take the palette knife and you spread it across. I'm only going to do it on half of the sheet because the other half I want to do a gold color. And now we're going to get started with the gold. This is Bow Bunny Gold. And I'm just going to apply this on the other half, and in the middle try to do a mix of the glitter paste. It kind of looks like a hard line once I take everything off and reveal it, but here I'm just going to spread the gold just like I did with the silver, but try to be a little more careful along the edges so that I don't get it too far across the line here. And then here comes my favorite part, which is the reveal. And I think it looks amazing. It's very glittery. I'm going to show you up close here. I think it's awesome and I can't wait to work with this. The next thing we're going to do is actually stamp out some items from the Bad and Bougie set, which you can see here. I'm actually going to stamp out the cologne bottles or perfume bottles, and I'm going to use some Inkon3 blackout detailed ink. This ink is the first time I've used it, and I rather enjoyed it actually. It was really nice. It came out really good impressions. You can use this on alcohol inks, watercolor. I am going to dry heat set this because I just want to make sure that it's dry before I start putting my alcohol markers, because it can ruin your tip if the ink is not dry all the way yet. And now that we have the ink that's dry, it's time to start coloring our images here. And my idea was to paint, or actually color this the color of Chanel number 5. And to do this, I used colors YR23, YR24, and YR27. I also used the color B0000 for the top of the bottle. And then for the label of the bottle, I use COO and C1. Now this is very easy coloring. There's not a lot of shading, and I actually could have probably just used one color for the orange or the brownish color, but I wanted to give it a little bit of detail, and so that's why I did it. Now that I got the labels getting colored in, it's almost time to start putting on the labels of the bottles. And in this stamp set, there's a number 5, so I used the same Inkon3 ink and stamp that out on the label. There are C's that you could do, like Coco Chanel. You could do that, but it did not quite fit on the label, so that's why I didn't do it. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut these out with the dies that are included with the stamp set. I'm going to go ahead and run those through. And now what I want to do is stamp out the lips that are in this set. And this was challenging for me because I was trying to use some glitter ink for this. I tried the rose gold in the beginning, and you'll see here in a second I didn't show the whole stamping out because it was a whole like 15 minutes of trying to get this right. But I eventually decided to go with the gold. On the bottom here you can see the rose gold, and it really wasn't showing up. And even the gold is still a little light, but once it's on the card, it doesn't look so bad. So I did go ahead and keep the gold ones, and I'm going to go ahead and cut those out. As you can see here, I'm trying to compare the gold to the silver and see exactly what it looks like. And I did decide to go with the gold. I'm going to fussy cut this out, and then we'll start the process of the next step, which is building the card. And I'm actually, before I start building the card, I'm actually going to cut out the word bougie for some gold mirror cardstock. I did struggle with this a little bit because the gold doesn't necessarily match the gold glitter, which was a little annoying to me because, you know, we try to make things match as much as possible, but I made it work, and we'll see it at the end of the card. But here I am just playing around with it, seeing, you know, what it looks like on the silver or what it looks like on the gold and where I want it to be. And I played around with it probably for like 5 minutes trying to decide on what I wanted to do or if I wanted to cut it out of a different piece. Here I am stamping out bad and I'm also going to go ahead and put some silver embossing powder on this and go ahead and get this heated up. This was from Altenew. I think it's called their Antique Silver. And basically I just covered this up and I heat embossed it and then cut it out and placed it on some foam tape. So I was finally able to find out where I wanted everything on here, and then what I do is I take a picture of the final layout with my phone just so that I can remember what it looks like once I went to go put it back together. At the end of the video, you actually see that I put it in a different position, and I'm pretty sure it's because I forgot to check the phone. But anyway, I'm going to use a rectangle die here, and we're going to cut this out using a die cutting machine because I wanted it to be smaller than the average card size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then here again, you're going to see me placing things onto the card again just to see, you know, where they're looking and all that great stuff. Basically just wasting a bunch of time. And off camera, I did cut out a white piece of paper, and then I'm using a black cardstock card base of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm just gluing that on top of there, and then I'm going to glue the glitter paste piece on top of that. Now, I probably should have placed the items on the card and then glued it on, but for some reason I did it backwards. To get everything to stick on this, or to make sure that the card base is flat, I use the plates from the die cutting machine and place it on top for a few minutes just so that to make sure that it dries. And I'm going to do the same thing here with the word bougie once I get that go. So now we're just going to stick everything on 3M foam tape because I want this to stick up. And so I'm just putting that on the back. I'm not going to show all of this because we all know how to put 3M foam tape on the back of items. What I want to do now is glue down the word bougie to this glitter cardstock. And so basically I'm going to use the same idea as I did before and place some plates on top of this and a little bit of weight just so that I can make sure that this is really stuck down because I do not want it to come off when I give it to someone or if it's in the mail. So as you can see here, I'm going to peel this off because there's a little bit of glue on it, but it's flat and it's stuck on there, which is great. That's what I needed. Now we're just going to zoom in a little bit because now we're going to start placing the pieces onto the card. This is where I did not look at my phone, so it's not exact, but I'm going to play here back and forth trying to figure out where everything goes. And my thoughts on this card was the top part is bad, which is I'm going to put the little the lip kiss marks, or I guess that's what that's called, lipstick marks. And then I'm going to place that on top, and then the bougie part is going to be the Chanel No. 5 because I kind of feel like whoever has that perfume may be a little bougie. I'm not for sure. Just my opinion. Just trying to make something a little fancy and glittery and shiny and all that great stuff. And now we are at the end of the card making video. We're going to go ahead and put this on a card base. That's cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's 110-pound Nina Solar White. It's actually 4 1/4 by 11, but it's folded in half to make the card base. But I want you guys to go out and check out these products. They're really good. I'm also going to have another card on my website, a blog entry, so you can see another card that I made using the Gina case set. She actually had a floral set that came out, and I didn't use the floral part on this card, but I did use it on another, and that will be in my blog post. I want to thank everything for watching. Check out the links in the description for any of the products that I'll have a link for, or any other blog entries that, or bloggers that may actually be using these sets as well. I really appreciate you as a watcher or a viewer. Please subscribe to this channel, and I hope to talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.